And we are the
Screaming Divas.
In the woods.
In the woods. That you can't see right now because it's nighttime.
But we have snow too. So
rude.
Yeah. Who are we interviewing?
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this interview. John Holiday.
John Holiday, opera singer extraordinaire,
Countertenor.
Yeah.
Beautiful human being, beautiful soul.
And on NBC's The Voice.
The Voice. This human being is so extremely talented that he can cross so many different genres of music.
Every fiber of his body just screams artistic singing.
Musician.
So amazing.
Yeah.
Team legend.
Because
John Legend was the first one to turn that chair.
Yeah. Thank you, John. Yeah, you knew what you were listening to. Greatness. Yeah. That's all I have to say.
He's going to win.
He's going to win.
I know he's going to win. So check out our clip.
I've always been raised, don't you be anybody else but you. There's only one, and I tell this to my students before we start the term. I always say there's only one of you in all of time. You better get about the business of being your best self. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't get onto TV and be or do anything else than what I know how to be and what I know how to do. And I am also happy that came across, because I was nervous. I was like, oh my God, what's going to come across?
Of course.
But what I've learned is they can't show something on TV that you don't give them. So if there's something that comes out that's not in the best light, you gave it to them. I've learned that in this short time.
Brilliant.
What do they have to do, Carrie?
Subscribe. Ding, 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 ding. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, John Holiday in person. Whoa! Cheers. Cheers to you.
Cheers to you.
I didn't get a drink, but you know what? You guys do it for me. Yeah.
Well, you've been singing a lot, so we have a little bit more flexibility with the alcohol we're consuming right now. You don't.
Yes.
Where are you? Can you turn your mic up just a smidge? Is that so we can hear you better?
Let's see. Is this better or worse?
Yeah, that's
better,
great.
better.
Because we want to hear your lovely dulcet tones.
Yay. Yay. No, I'm here in Appleton, Wisconsin, so I'm here for a while until we see how the show progresses.
And you're not allowed to tell us.
I can't tell you anything.
I know. Pre-recorded shows. All righty. Well, we are honored and privileged to have this time with you. Thank you for doing this.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. You guys kidding me? It's an absolute pleasure and and such a huge joy, and the honor is all mine. Really.
No, you're amazing. And I know you're friends with Karen Slack. And Karen Slack, if you're watching this, you need to get back to me because we want you on the show too.
Yeah. And there you have it. But hey, so you are at home, but for our viewers out there, you are an opera singer.
I am an opera singer.
But much more.
Yes.
You are a multi-talented plethora of yay, greatness.
Oh my gosh, Sandra, you are crazy.
Yeah, I've had a really great day. So
it's important, I think, these days, even when I'm teaching my students, I think it's really important that we, especially in opera right now, I think that opera requires us now to kind of be multi-dimensional people and artists. So I've always had that side of me. So I was like, you know what, let's just see what'll happen, we always hear, you should go and try out for The Voice, or you should go do, these other shows. And oftentimes people will make, really snooty faces. And I just thought, you know what, why not?
Why not?
Damn.
Okay, so then tell us then, how did it come about? Why did you do it? Mm-hmm. And are we allowed to ask you if you're glad you did it, or do you have to say yes?
You can ask me anything. Honestly, you can ask me anything.
Okay.
I think I'm easy peasy. So you can ask me. I'm very transparent, so I'll tell you everything that I can.
So are we.
I was doing the title role of Xerxes at Opera du Rouen,
Mhm.
and it was right before, or I think it happened right at the big part of when COVID was blowing up. And basically, the president of the United States put a ban on travel to and from the
Mhm.
United States, and I had to come back. And I remember coming back and thinking, what can I do to still show people the love that I have in my heart and to share my artistry?
Mhm.
And what could I do to inspire people, even in the face of adversity, that there is still hope and love and peace out there? And
Yeah.
so I saw the notice for auditioning for The Voice, and I thought I will give this a chance and see what happens. I've come to find out that 40,000 people auditioned, and once we make it through the blinds, every person that makes it, who has a chair to turn for them, they will be a part of the top 40. So out of 40,000, the top 40 is who makes it on to the show after the chairs are turned. So just to do that, and I have to say, you guys know this because you've done it. I mean, we do a lot of competitions as opera singers. This is nothing like anything I have ever done in my life.
How
Okay.
so?
It is
How so?
absolutely the most incredible, joy filled journey that I've ever been on. I am so happy.
Wow.
Like a newfound, I think I've always been an ambassador for opera, but to be like kind of a newfound ambassador for opera, even though I
Mhm.
haven't sung anything opera yet on the
Good.
show.
Yet?
But we have to
Yes.
keep watching and
Yes.
see.
Okay.
Um,
Represent. Mhm.
yeah, I just thought it would be something cool to do, and to just share myself with people. I like to, anybody who really knows me knows I am such a giver of just like anything that I have, I want to share.
Okay.
And so just sharing what I really believe God gifted me with, the gift of love through music.
Mhm.
So just trying to show that on TV, and more than anything, trying to inspire the next generation. I know that we are so dependent. We are going to be so dependent on them. So it's
Absolutely.
important that we help to shape that.
Perfect.
Okay, so you decided to do the audition. Did you have to do a tape?
I did. The audition process is different for a lot of people, but I think we all submit tapes, and from the tapes, you either go to the live audition in a certain city, and then you go to the big audition in LA. So it just kind of varies. I think for a lot of people, I think this year, especially, I think they were having people send in tapes and things like that.
Did it matter to them that you were already an established artist? I mean, that you made a living doing this, you were managed, and you
Management, yeah.
were all that kind of stuff?
No, it didn't matter. I think to them, what they were most concerned with is just, can you sing? Are you a good human being? Are you a good colleague?
Yeah.
Because that kind of stuff I think it translates on TV.
Absolutely.
And so they definitely, I mean, they want to know the first thing. And this is another reason why I chose this show. There are so many other shows out there, but this show specifically is The Voice. It is dealing with the voice. So you get to see every artist on this stage is being their best selves. They are all amazing singers, and it's focusing on the voice. So, but they didn't care that I had management. They didn't care that I had been established. It was just, what is your aim in being here? Why do you want to be here? And then you tell your story, about why you want to be there.
Okay, so oh sorry. So we're like huge Uber fans of John Legend and Kelly Clarkson. I mean, I
Yes.
totally would have fangirled out if I had met either one of them, I have to say. So when you had the option of picking either one, was that hard for you, or did you already know who you wanted?
It was tough because I didn't, you go into the process. Everybody who does this, she's like, I'm gonna pick this coach, and I'm gonna pick, But the truth of the matter is, you just want somebody to turn the chair, and so I was just like, whoever turns their chair first, that's who I'm gonna pick. But I never told anyone that. I was just like, whoever turns first, that's gonna help me make my decision.
Okay.
All along, I have been thinking that I would pick John Legend because there's so many things in common that we have, and
Right.
similarities. I mean, he grew up playing the piano in church and singing with his grandmother. I grew up playing the piano in church with my grandmother and singing in choir. I don't write music like he does. I mean, I write a little bit, but just how intelligent he is. I mean,
Mhm.
just he's a champion of so many social issues and
Yes.
things
Right.
like that. So I totally just felt really connected with him. Then there's Kelly. She's a Texas girl. I'm from Texas. She's done a lot of crossover things. I want to do a lot of crossover things, and I think I can. And I just thought, well, maybe this would be a good person for that. Then there's Gwen and her singing and her
I
fashion.
know.
You know, I was just like, oh, I relate to that. Then there's Blake, and he's a winner, and he's got all these hits. And I just thought there's so many ways to relate to each of them. Who am I going to pick?
Okay.
And then John Legend turned the chair first.
He sure
But
did.
you know,
And he blocked Kelly. So he made it
Yes, he did.
very easy.
yes, he did.
Yeah.
And you know what? Your soul picks it, right? You
Yes.
know,
Yeah.
you get that feeling that I know that. So during COVID, then opera,
Yes.
we are shut down, right?
Oh,
We are.
yes.
So how can they film this? Are they being safe? And
It is so safe. It is
Good.
so safe. I mean, once we get there, once we got there to LA, you're quarantined by the CDC guidelines, and then you're also being tested regularly. I swear, and I'm not. I wish I were exaggerating, but I'm not. I was probably tested 50 or 60 times while I was there, and it's the nasal
Wow.
and the oral test that they do. So you're being
Okay.
tested.
Okay.
You wear masks everywhere except for when you get ready to go onto the stage.
Okay.
Once you're on the stage and you're getting ready to sing, you take your mask off, throw it in the trash, you do your bit, you talk with the judge, the coaches, and then after that, you immediately put on another mask.
right.
It is,
Cool.
and then you only if you're traveling, you only travel with yourself and the driver, and it was just really incredible the way they've planned this, and they've organized it so well. I've never been for a moment worried about my health ever.
Great.
And the testing that we did, it comes back just like that, like at a snap of a finger. So it's
Wow.
been a fantastic journey.
Perfect.
That's
I have I was curious about this. So as you know, we all know, getting in front of, sometimes 2,000, 3,000 people to sing opera, we know as professionals, we know how to deal with our nerves.
Yes.
And I was curious about this. And, and part of me wanted to know if they had teleprompters back there for the words of your song, or is it like opera where if we forget words, we better make something up real quick?
You better make it up. No prompters here, none at all. I mean, and the thing about it was that there was just honestly a moment of absolute unadulterated joy and euphoria just being on the stage again after having been gone from the stage for so you understand. I mean,
yeah.
after having been gone for so long, so just being on the stage, it was kind of like basking in that big blanket of love that you could feel. Because
It's emotional.
It is. It totally is. And we can see the virtual audience. So I was singing to them, even though they weren't in the room with us. I'm a person, maybe you can or cannot tell it, but like I really thrive off of energy. I can feel that.
Sure.
And so whether I can see you here or I can see you live, I can feel your heart space. So just being able to connect with them was really incredible. I don't even know. It's great. Great.
And
great.
the band, were they live with you?
Yes. The band is absolutely incredible. When my best friend heard it, he's a major producer in Nashville, and he's like, is that a track or is that the band? I was like, that's the band. The band is live. He's like, that is insane. You can see them playing if you're really looking, but you couldn't see it because I was in the dark. But they're playing with us. They are insanely talented. It's ridiculous.
That's
All
okay.
right.
So if you have a friend in Nashville, do you come down here?
I have not been to Nashville often. I've sung with the Nashville Symphony 3 times. I've sung with them their Messiah that they do in December. In fact, I was supposed to do one last year, I think, but they ended up not.
I know. I was actually going to go. I live here.
Yeah.
Gary's in Nashville.
And I did live downtown until the insanity started. And then I was like, I need to get out of here. We need space. My husband's working from home now. And so I think if he had to hear one more Screaming Diva interview while he's trying to have a meeting, I think he might have thrown me out the window.
We don't talk a lot at all. We don't love to talk.
Exactly.
All right. So I have a question for you.
Yes.
You are a countertenor.
Yes, I
And
am.
us opera people, we all know what a countertenor is.
Yes.
soprano.
Okay.
Her voice never changed.
Mm.
So did your voice change when you were during puberty? Did your voice drop? Are you actually a baritone that sings up in the falsetto?
My voice, my voice, my voice did change, but I always maintained the soprano range. And so when I was in high school, even when I was in junior high school, I mean, I was a boy soprano. I remember I was in a boys choir growing up, so I always sang high, always, which most children should do. I mean, you should sing, you know. And all of a sudden, I remember there was one rehearsal. Mr. Adams, he says, "I want to change you to be a middle," and I was like, "What do you mean, a middle?" I was so like, I remember being so sad. He was like, "No, not because you can't sing high anymore, but because your voice is so strong that I need you in the middle section." Now, I know that he probably was just really wanting to change me and then made me feel better by saying that I was a strong singer. So he needed me to be in the middle. So I was like, okay, I can do it. But ever since then, I mean, even in high school, I was a soprano my freshman year in high school. And the only reason that I ever switched, this is what I really believe, nobody can ever make me think anything differently. But the reason why I was switched, as a first year in high school, I was getting all the solos. And so a lot of the sopranos who would normally get the solos were very upset about that.
Yes, they were. They were mad.
And their mothers, and they were part of the booster club. The mothers, I think, went to the choir director and said no more solos for John. That's what I think happened. I'm just kidding. Maybe they didn't do that.
Well,
but
you know, like
then I switched to be a tenor one, and then I still got the solos. So that was kind of fun. But I didn't switch because I had to. I switched because I was asked to. And it was actually probably the best decision that my teacher in high school made for me, because it lended itself to me being a #1 tenor in the state of Texas for 2 years in a row, and the most outstanding performer in Texas for 2 years in a row. Then I went to college as a countertenor.
Oh, interesting.
You never sang baritone?
Never. I sang tenor, I should say I sang tenor as a freshman in college, and then I kind of teetered with like baritone stuff, but I never was a baritone ever. I've always been a tenor. And what I really tell people is I really think I've always been a countertenor, and I just kind of dabbled in tenor repertoire because I always sang soprano in church. I always sang soprano in choirs, like wherever we would go, and I've always played around up there. So that was kind of what felt comfortable to me. It felt the most natural.
Right. I have to say, for anyone that is going to watch this, I really wanted to send them to your website, because there's a fabulous video on there from, is it the Great Big, wait, what was it called?
Great Big Story.
Great Big Story. And I thought it was so brilliantly done, and how it was all explained, which was primarily by you, but I love the talking of the male voices and what makes sense. And so I just really wanted to send people there to watch that, because it's awesome. And it's really just wonderfully explained is what I want to say. So everybody go to the website. You can share the
oneholiday.com.
Do you feel?
I can't believe I'm talking to you right now. This is insane.
Oh, come on. We put our pants on the same way you do. Come on.
Yes. Oh,
and
God.
especially during this time,
yes,
I think it is such a leveling agent.
Yes.
You know, I think, listen, Carrie and I have always just been what you see is what you get. And
that's the same way I am. I really am.
Well,
life is too short.
Absolutely. Oh my
God. For all the other BS, you know?
Yes. Yes.
And I love that this time has given us a way to express ourselves in ways we never have had to before. And to
yourself,
and to meet people and to have these conversations, which honestly, like, there's people I've met that I am thinking, oh my God, how have I not met you?
Right.
I'm so tunnel vision in my own job and trying to get the next job and going to the next job and learning the next role that I wasn't really looking, which is sad. And so thank you. I know. So I'm so grateful to have this, Sandra and I, that we started this, and that we're talking to people like you who
learning so much.
It's just really cool. So thanks for doing it with us.
I think we all, I think it's so true that it is this leveling agent. And the one thing, another reason why I decided to do the show was, it's just that I thought to myself, how can I, in this time, there was, in my mind, there's no better time to stretch yourself and to try to do something you've never done before. And I thought, why not?
Why not?
You know, why not do it? You know, it doesn't make any sense to not try it. Go for it, and if you fail, it's not really failure. It was you taking an opportunity, and it's an opportunity to grow. And you either grow or you grow.
Absolutely.
Well,
You know?
and you know what? We got one shot at this thing called life. And
That's it.
I say that to everyone. And if you don't do it now, when are you going to do it?
Right?
When you're dead? So bravo to you, really,
Absolutely.
bravo.
And I was jumping up and down. I was so excited because I hadn't really been paying attention to television. And then someone, I think it was Karen, I think it was Kiki Slack, put it on Facebook, and I went, and it's in the middle of the night, because I don't know about you, most of the opera singers in this world aren't sleeping through the nights, you know, or actually not just opera singers, a lot of people. So and I could, my husband, you know, would kill me, and not really, but I'm trying not to freak out and shake the bed like, what's happening? Oh my God. I'm like, represent. Yes, represent so many wonderful things.
Okay, so you are, first and foremost, would you call yourself an opera singer? Or just a singer?
You know, I'm so happy you asked me that, because I have told a lot of people, you know, I just feel like I'm a singer. And in so many ways, when I was younger, I didn't even know what opera was, and I mean, I didn't grow up with it, and I feel like opera chose me. Opera is a thing that it chose me. I love it. I absolutely love it. But I love to sing. I love music. I love singing. I love singers. I love people. And so any way to connect with people is something that gets me kind of going. So, and singing did that. So opera does that too. So, you know.
It shows that you love it. And, you know, all three of us, funnily enough, got our starts with church choir.
See?
And
it starts.
Church music is really, I think, one step away. It's the bridge, I feel, and I don't know if Carrie agrees with me, it's the bridge between jazz and pop and opera.
Totally.
It's that binding agent. And to have that experience is priceless, because then you can now dabble in, like, Carrie is the best Disney princess I've ever heard sing.
I'm going to have a smackdown with Angel Blue, just as
okay.
And you, I mean, you, John, being able to sing this, but do you have to think technically different in your mind when you're up there singing with a mic, as opposed to singing in a 2,000 or 3,000 seat opera house?
Yeah, there are differences. I think that, you know, I was explaining this to someone the other day. I was like, you know, the difference between us and most of the other singers that are out there, musical theater and even pop singers, we're not using mics. We're up there singing. You know, we're trained to tune into our heightened resonance, our optimal resonance, our optimal vowel spacing, you know, optimal alignment. And the truth is, and the best breath support you can think about, and posture, all this stuff going on, you know. And the truth of the matter is, I am thinking about it while I'm singing.
Okay.
I recognize that there's a difference because I'm using the mic, so I don't have to sing as hard as you know people would say. I don't have to sing, I have to work as hard, but there's working in another way.
Right.
Mic, you know, my mic work. You have to think about how you do that, because you're like, I'm not used to holding a mic all the time. So okay, let me sing with the mic. So literally, this is the funniest thing. When I would practice in the hotel, I would put I'd put a remote control in my hand and I'd sing. That was how I was practicing. Just as we would when we were in undergrad.
Right.
You know, going to the practice room, getting at the piano and playing through the thing and singing. I would literally put, you know, I'd play the recording and sing with my little microphone. So there's not a difference so much in technical things, because I feel like I'm using the same technique. Style is different. I may not have to really sustain something for a long time if I don't want to, if I want to do something and kind of wave my mic around and do crazy stuff. But I mean, other than that, the technical aspects of it are the same. The breathing is the same. How I'm thinking about the sound is the same.
Okay.
The release, you know, it's all me. It's the same. Yeah.
Well, I think it's fascinating, really, because I've never been able to make that jump to pop music. Maybe my pea-sized brain, or maybe my blonde hair, I don't know. But I just can't wrap my head around that transition from one to the other. So
But you were so young, and it went from so young in choir and then immediately into opera. I mean, I went from choir to singing pop, jazz. I loved mimicking all these people I heard on the radio because I loved it so much. And I grew up in a house that played all kinds of music.
Yes.
And like you, John, you know, opera found me. I just really loved to be in front of people singing and or with people making music and telling a story.
There's no greater joy than that.
There's no greater joy. And who knew, you know, as opera found me, what the roller coaster ride would have led me to.
Yes.
And the opportunities that kept coming, even when there were times where I was like, I'm done. So what I really just love, what you did and what you said when you got on the show. And it just really made me want to talk to you so badly because I wanted to know the decision and then in your life and how this all worked to what it was. Now I do have one question. If COVID hadn't happened, would you still have applied for The Voice?
Good question.
Probably. I probably would have done it. Just to see, you know, there are those moments, I can't say it's a hypothetical. I mean, if it hadn't, I don't know. I think so. I had been thinking about it for many years, only because I know I have been one of those singers that somebody's like, well, you're so good, you should sing for The Voice, or you should sing, and we're like, oh, we're real singers. We sing at the Met. Like, we sing at, you know, I know people. I have been one of those people. I have been one. But I have to say, my goodness, am I happy that I did it. I'm happy that I did it. Just you guys cannot imagine. Yes, you can. You can. The amount of love that I have been shown in the last week.
Wow.
To sit and talk with radio hosts from all over the United States, to talk with TV anchors, to speak with you, to just have that moment of, I mean, I'm sorry, I get emotional really quickly.
Well, come on, so do I.
To have that love is so important to me, not because it means anything so much about the singing, but it means that you get me. It means that you see me. And it means that in some small way, even you love me. And I am so appreciative of that. I mean, I cannot begin to tell you, no matter how many times I was supposed to be singing, making my Metropolitan Opera debut, and singing Cesare next year. Not the title role, but something in Cesare. And of course, that was canceled. Now we have to wait till the fall to hopefully do Eurydice. But no matter how many times I will sing at the Met, or the Dallas Opera, or LA Opera, or Chicago Lyric, or Des Moines Metro Opera, I will never sing for 8.3 million people.
It's true.
But I did on the 19th of October.
8.3 million.
8.3 million people tuned in to that show. And that is, I could have never imagined that yellow brick road of blessings. I could have never imagined.
But you know what? You hold up, I think if you hold up a mirror, you get back what you give.
Yes.
And that's always been my life philosophy. And I think Carrie's too. If you're a good person, you're going to get that back. And, you know, it showed, it really showed. And bravo to you that your true personality really shone on The Voice. I mean, it was, you were you. It was you on a stick. And
can't do anything else. Can't be anybody else. My grandmother raised me, who you saw in the
Big Mama.
Yeah, Big Mama. Oh, I love her so much. But like I've always been raised. Don't you be anybody else but you. There's only one, and I tell this to my students before we start the term. I always say there's only one of you in all of time. You better get about the business of being your best self. So I wouldn't get onto TV and be or do anything else than what I know how to be and what I know how to do. And I am also happy that came across, because I was nervous. I was like, oh my God, what's going to come across?
Of course.
But what I've learned is they can't show something on TV that you don't give them. So if there's something that comes out that's not in the best light, you gave it to them. I've learned that in this short time.
Brilliant.
So I'm just myself all the time. That's why I'm gonna always wear my hats and my little glasses.
Good.
I love it.
That was you. Leontine Price told me the same thing.
Yep.
Girl, you go be you.
Exactly.
And I was like,
Okay. I have to say that part of me as an opera singer and as a hurting opera singer, because I feel like there's part of us that are all like slightly bruised and broken and not knowing what the future holds, especially in America right now.
Oh God.
You know, I mean, that's a whole mess. So I have to say, selfishly, I was also thrilled that you were there because I felt like someone could and did give a voice to a genre that not everybody's paying attention to.
Often
And
forgot.
and I just I wanted to know how you felt about that. Do you want to be the poster child for
Yeah,
opera
exactly.
singers, or
There is, oh gosh, you have to forgive me. I get really emotional sometimes because when I look back on this, I had done, I'm very visual, so I do like vision boards and I make smart goals and I write things down. And one of my dreams has always been to be the number one count. I know this is selfish, and it's not because I don't like anybody else. This is not that. But I was like, I want to be the number one countertenor in the world. That's what I've always wanted to do. But I never knew what that meant. And so I'm so lucky to have friends in my life that were like, what is the measurable? Like, what is the measurable of that? And I didn't know. I don't know. Does it have to do with a paycheck? Does it have to do with a role? What does it have to do with? And I honestly didn't know. So I just started to write things down. And one of the things that I first wrote down is that I want to be a household name. I want for people to know how much I love music and how much I love my art form. And so maybe yes, maybe I did want to be the poster child. I wouldn't have called it that because that's not what I envisioned. But then it became, once I got to the show, it's like I want to be America's countertenor. I want to, much like Leontine Price would say, I am so proud to be an American. Even when things aren't going well, even when they are going well, I am still proud to be an American. And there was an immediate sense of sadness, though, when I got there, because I thought, oh, well, here I am. I get the opportunity to sing, and so many of my friends they're not able to do that right now. So there was a little bit of sadness. But then I thought my friends who know me would want me to do this, right, and they would want for me to represent. And so in every way possible, I hope that while I'm on the stage, that I represent what opera singers can do. Because I think that when people think of opera, they think it's this very elitist art form. And it can be that way. But it also can be the art form of the everyday person. It is telling stories of everyday people. And I firmly believe, no matter what language opera is in, that it can make you feel something. It can make you have a visceral reaction. And I'm happy to be a member of that fraternity.
And it's changing.
Opera singers. Yeah, and it's
opera's changing.
It is. And then to show that we can do this too. You know, and it's okay if you are an opera singer and you can do this and you've been afraid to try it. Well, now try it.
Yeah.
If you need to have permission, I give you permission to try it, you know?
I felt guilt when I went back on stage. I will tell you, because I was out doing it and so many other people weren't able to. And, you know, it was this dual feeling. Carrie and I have talked about it. And, you know, a lot of other singers kind of shame me that what you put on social media. Did you feel that as well?
I didn't feel any of that. And, you know, this is probably something I shouldn't say, but I'm going to say it. I'm a person, because of my upbringing with my grandmother and my mom, I never read reviews. I never read the comments under social media. I never read them under YouTube things. I am a person who I strongly believe in surrendering. Once I have done something, there's a song, I surrender all, I surrender all, all to thee, my blessed Savior, I surrender all.
Love it.
I really believe that I do the work, and God, He knows my heart, and He knows the joy and the place that I've come from when I'm singing, and then I let it go. So I've never, if someone has shamed me, I haven't seen it, and I wouldn't pay attention to it, because I know deep down they actually, even if they're shaming me, that deep down inside something I did may have touched them.
Mhm.
And not everybody's gonna like what you do.
No, oh
I,
gosh,
I
no, you know
recognize
that.
that. But
You
I
have
mean,
to have a thick skin.
every person that was a friend of mine that I'm really close to, I've only heard, I've only heard good things from them. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know if they've said anything, but if they have, it's okay. I see you, I get you, I love you,
Yeah.
and I understand. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna continue to do this thing
Yeah.
I love it.
as
Well,
long as I can.
Okay, can we go back to one question about the voice?
Yes.
Because I really love the song you picked.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question about the season. Were you allowed to pick that first song?
Mm-hmm.
And then for some consecutive songs, I think sometimes they pick them for you.
The
And
coaches picked the song for the battle round.
okay.
okay, so then my question is, I mean, come on, and this is where the snotty opera singer is going to come in, but how did somebody who doesn't truly understand what a countertenor is know how to pick a song for you? And did you have some say back and say, that's not going to work?
No, I'm also a person in general. I will try anything one time,
Okay.
and I will, I really will. I'll try anything once. And so when the battle rounds, well, you guys know that I will do the battle round because I had
Right.
a chair turn. So that's next.
Mhm.
When that song is chosen, I was just like, oh, I'd never heard it before a lot in my life.
Okay.
Mhm.
But it was something. My husband he's whistling.
Well, that's okay.
Hey, husband.
Yeah,
Hey.
he's whistling back there.
You can come be on the Screamy Divas too.
I'm like, okay, I can hear you. But no, John picks a song, and I'm kind of like, okay, I'm gonna go for it. And in true fashion, it was something that was a challenge. It was a challenge, but I'm so excited about it because I think it's really an interesting song. And I think what happens with them, like most teachers, you hear something and you're like, I can hear this person singing this song.
Yes.
Mhm.
I want to see what they can do with this song,
Mhm.
and that's what I think happened.
Okay.
So, but we'll see. We don't know what happened yet because we haven't gotten there.
I'm excited.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Opera singers were usually a little cautious about how much we speak.
Yes.
Because we get a little tired,
Yes.
and we all know that speaking is more tiring than singing.
Good thing.
So, what did you do to kind of keep yourself healthy and
This is so funny, but I know you guys do it too. I mean, I had all of my supplements, I had my vitamins, I had my preventatives. I even I bought a humidifier, a large one for the room. Then I had one of those things that cleans the room. What is it?
Air purifier?
An air purifier.
Mhm.
I had a huge one of those in my room. And I didn't talk very much. I am a person, which I think we probably all are, especially when we're on the road, and that's what I considered it, is I had a huge routine. I'd get up in the morning. All of my friends who were on the show with me, they'd make fun of me because they would see me every morning. I'd walk to get me an egg McMuffin, and then I would come back to the hotel, and I would have my coffee with my 5 hazelnut creams and my 5 sugars, and then I would take a little break. At 1 o'clock, I would eat lunch, take a little break, and at 5 or 6, I would have dinner. And that is my routine.
Love it.
And that is kind of that's what I did. I would see my friends. I would always speak to them, sit outside with them. I kind of got into a place where I couldn't sit outside because of the fires that were going on.
Right.
There was a time at which it really got bad, where the smoke was almost palpable. Like you could like feel it, and it was not good.
And LA smog is not so good either.
It's not so good. But I tell you, since the pandemic, the smog is not really existent.
Wow.
It's not as bad as it once was. But no, I really do. I kind of stick to that routine. So they would make fun of me even now. So some of the friends that I'll talk to on Instagram, they're like, "Have you had your egg McMuffin yet?" Because we would literally go together, or they'd see me walking in my shorts. I'm going to McDonald's to get my egg McMuffin.
Peace out.
Yeah.
Was your husband allowed out there with you, or were you by
No.
yourself the whole time?
That's how strict it is. You can only be by yourself, and you are in quarantine, and you are in a bubble. I tell you, it is the coolest. It is the coolest thing. I can't even. I'm actually speechless about how cool that was, because I thought I was going to hate that part of it, but actually it felt very much, I was so proud of how safe it was.
Cool.
And can you imagine riding on, I mean, because I'd sung a lot of places before, but I'd never done anything like this. Driving onto the Universal lot,
Is
like,
that where it was? Universal?
yeah, you're NBC Universal, like you're on the set, like you're driving and you see like Saved by the Bell taping, and you see, Kelly Clarkson's show is taping. Then you on the way, you see Warner Brothers Studios and all these others. It's insane. Um, so just seeing how things in Hollywood are made, it's incredible. I love every minute of it. I've
Cool.
loved every minute, and I sincerely hope that I make you all proud. I hope that I make you all very proud.
Listen, you
already
already,
did.
yeah, you already have. I mean, if you hadn't even just you singing, if no one turned around, which I could not even imagine, but if no one did, you made us proud. So
So proud. I
truly.
mean, and you made us, you showed the world that opera singers are strong,
Mm-hmm.
are flexible,
Yes.
and are passionate.
Yes.
And you
And
are
real.
an amazing artist, not just a singer, but an artist, because the artistry that you put into that song was brilliant.
Thank
Really, heartfelt, and yeah, Carrie and I were like, "Yep, we're proud."
you.
If that's as far as you make it,
Yeah.
your mama should be proud. Big mama should be very
Oh,
proud.
they are. I just got chills all over my body. My grandmother called me 2 days ago. She's like, "I'm a celebrity now." I was like, yes, you are a celebrity because you've been on TV. Millions of people have seen you. So yes, you are a celebrity, especially Rosenberg. So she's just loving it, and she is very proud. She really has been my biggest cheerleader, and I'm so
Aw.
grateful for that love.
Sure.
It's just,
Y'all need that cheerleader, don't we?
don't we need that?
Absolutely.
Like I got mine right here. Like besides
Aw.
my husband, I got my cheerleader right here. And
Always, always.
so, where do you see yourself in 10 years from now? 5 years, 10 years from now? What do you see?
Well, I I hope to see myself on all the major stages of the world, sharing the love of music and being. I love the idea. I hadn't thought about it until somebody asked me about it, but being an ambassador for music and what's possible in all genres, multi genres.
Cool.
I'd love to see myself. I love Celine Dion, so hopefully one day I get to sing with Celine Dion. That would be the biggest. That would be like the biggest, like heartfelt. Like I don't know. I would probably be out of my skin, out of my body. I love her that much.
Well, maybe Celine's watching this.
I hope she does. I hope to be a stage, a name at the Metropolitan Opera. I hope to be a recurring name and artist there. I hope to be. I just
Cool.
hope to be myself and to be all that I can be in every single way. My prayer is that God will continue to use me in this art form to be a light to people, to be a light for people who have lost their own, to guide people and show them that being their most unique and authentic self is the only way to go.
Yeah.
I pray that I continue to let my light shine. That's what I hope happens in 10 years. I hope to be a household worldwide name and that people are proud to come to my shows and that they're proud to stand on stage with me and sing with me. Because I'm certainly proud to join the ranks with any of you out there and sing on the stage. Nothing brings me greater joy than singing on stage with my friends. So
Me too. I
We'll
love
sing
that.
with you.
Yeah.
We'll do a Screaming Divas concert.
Yes, oh my God, I would do that in a heartbeat. Oh my God. Seriously.
Wouldn't that be fun? Screaming Divas on tour.
Screaming Divas on tour. Here
Yes,
we
Screaming
come.
Divas. Come on, I'm ready.
Me too. Okay. Rapid fire.
Rapid fire.
Sure.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm gonna try.
I don't know if
Okay,
you've
ready?
seen our show and you even know what rapid fire is. What happened? Okay.
Uh-oh.
All right. What opera best describes you? I know that's a horrible, corny question, but
What opera best describes me? Oh my God, that's so hard.
I
No.
For me-
What opera that I've done? I feel
No, just any opera. Because I have one. I know what I would say.
What would you say, Sandra?
I would say Tosca.
Yeah. Yeah, you are Tosca.
Oscar.
Man, I have to say Flight, even though like it's an opera that I've done. Yeah, Flight by Jonathan Dove.
Okay, cool.
Okay. When you think about an opera singer, what's the first word that comes to your mind?
Joy.
Joy.
That's nice.
Mhm.
What's the worst habit that you'll never break?
Probably biting my nail.
Oh,
I do really well for a long time, and then I'll get stressed and bite my nails.
You see that?
If they didn't like a while ago.
okay. Honestly, I thought you were gonna say Egg McMuffin.
No, bite my nails. You know what's another one? I love. There's a caramel apple lollipop. I think I'll probably never stop liking those.
Oh, deliciousness. Okay.
If you had a fragrance, what would it be called?
Oh, holiday.
I've seen that hashtag now.
Okay.
I did.
Somebody needs to make that. Hello, anybody?
Yes, I'm ready, guys. Whoever's out there, come on, Dior.
Okay, a song that always gets stuck in your head.
Oh, this little light of mine.
Oh.
I was just going to sing that when you were talking about that.
Oh,
What was that?
The last celebrity that you met that you totally crushed on
That I crushed on.
or freaked out about meeting
Idris Elba.
oh man.
Okay, what did you do? Like what?
My little heart would have been
I just got chills thinking about it. I was doing the fashion show in New York. I was singing the fashion. This is where I met Jamie Foxx, and Jamie Foxx was supposed to sing the end of the fashion show. Well, he told me that I was going to sing it, so I sang. At the after party, I didn't even know Idris Elba was there, but apparently he was on the front row. So his wife was like, "My husband wants to meet you," and I was like, "Okay." I was like completely outside of my body. Then I was like, "Oh my god!" And he's so beautiful, but he was also very, very kind, very kind.
He is beautiful.
Yeah, he is. He's gorgeous.
I'm jealous.
We're all like, yum.
I was thinking, wait, shall we have a moment?
Yeah.
Army Hammer's my other one that I'm like,
Oh yes, he is gorgeous too. Oh my god.
Sorry. Carrie.
Okay, we ask a lot of opera singers this. Do you have a favorite or best wardrobe malfunction moment? And it could have happened on The Voice. I'm sorry, what?
I've never had a wardrobe malfunction yet.
Okay.
Touch wood.
You better touch wood real
I just
quick.
knocked on the wood of the yes.
Okay.
And when you do, Sandra and I are demanding an email.
Okay. I will
Photographic evidence.
I will totally do it. Yes.
And are we ready for the last one, Carrie? Do you want to ask any more? Do you want to ask your usual one, or shall we not do that? Because
I don't know because NBC has to approve this. I don't know if they'll let me do it, but
Go ahead.
I would like to know what your favorite cuss word is.
Shit.
Oh.
There you go.
And there you. And shall we do our last one now? I'll do it. If heaven exists, what would you love to hear God say as you enter the pearly gates?
Well done.
My good and faithful servant.
Yes. Well done.
Yes, well done. Well, you have. At your young age, you have already done so much and done it well.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sandra. And Carrie, this has just been incredible. It's like
Well,
a dream come true to talk with you. I'll tell you a short story.
Yeah.
I saw you once before in a restaurant.
Which one?
I was out. I forget what it's called now, but I think it's a Chinese restaurant that's there right near Lincoln Center.
Sandra?
Chun-Li?
Sandra, yeah, yes, that's it. And I was there with a friend, and I don't know. Do you know Beth and Gary Glenn? You know, she's a major donor at the Metropolitan Opera. But I was there.
You know what? If I saw the face, I'm bad with names. I'm really
it's
bad.
okay. It's okay. I was there, and I was like, "Oh my God, that's Sandra." He's like, "You should go and say hello." I was like, "No, I won't do it because I know what that's like to be eating and just like being interrupted." So I've wanted to meet you for a very, very long time. So
I was there with Dimitri. Was I not there with Dimitri?
I think you were.
Because I've only physically been in Chun-Li
Yeah.
twice in my life. And I think it was both times with Dimitri because that's his favorite restaurant.
That's it.
But you know what? Listen, people.
Yeah.
I am what you see is what you get. Carrie is what you see is what you get. So I have no airs.
Yeah.
I listen, we have a gift.
Yeah.
What we were given is a gift.
Yes.
I don't think of it as any other way.
Yeah.
I am just io son lumile ancella. I'm the portal for our gift.
Yes.
And so people come say hi. We don't
I
bite.
will next time I see you, and when we get through this COVID.
Well, when are you at the Met next season? What time?
I believe it is October through November or October through December.
Okay.
That's when I'm there.
Okay, great. I want to see you. I can't wait to actually like meet you. So.
Oh my gosh, I see like cocktails and
Yes,
egg
I love a
McMuffin.
good drink.
Egg McMuffins.
You know,
You know, I always eat French fries after I sing a show
See, there you go.
from
Absolutely.
McDonald's.
There you go.
And tell them what else, Sandra. Are you really gonna like tell the truth? What else do you get?
Chicken McNuggets.
Thank you.
I love it. We treat ourselves. That's right.
Hey, we work really hard on that stage.
We are worth it.
And
Thank you so much for your time. I know you're doing 100,000 interviews, but if I could hug you, I would. I just send you so much love and so much support.
I wore Mr. Chanel just for you because I know that you love designers. So
I love fashion.
I know you do. But
yes,
good luck, toy on the boys. And we know that you are going to go far. Well, we know you're going to win it. But
I pray from your lips to God's ears.
Well, hey, we're going to be there. We're going to be your biggest cheerleaders, right, Carrie? We'll be like, oh.
Thank you, guys. Y'all have a good night.
You too. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.